Alright.
Welcome to my version of Berath Priest single class, you corroding bastards. Later on, when you get to higher power levels, to minor avatar form, Storm of Holy Fire and Symbol of Berath, this build becomes probably the most overpowered build in the game. The AoE damage you will be doing is gonna clear enemies off the screen in a matter of seconds. I was shocked when I tried this out, because I just could not believe that it could be so goddamn powerful. But it is. You don't need to multi-class it with anything, because the spells won't be as powerful. This build works amazing on its own. Berath gives us automatic spells each level, with Symbol of Berath being the one that is absolutely ridiculous. One of the most overpowered spells in game. Obviously, if someone is immune to corrode damage, it won't work, but that's why we will have fire-based spells, just in case. Nature Godlike would be the best choice for race, but you can go for whatever you want. Simply when we cast any kind of buff, any kind of inspiration, which we will receive increased power level effect. Stats should look something like this. Might at 14, you can even increase it further if you want to increase damage done with spells. Constitution at around 8, don't go lower than that because you can get one shot on Path of the Damned. Dexterity somewhere around 15-16. Action speed with spells is important and this can help us a lot. Perception is always important, especially if you're playing a DPS character. Intellect, somewhere around 14-15 would be more than enough, because we will buff our intellect by 5 for every fight. Resolve is enough at 8. If you want, you can dump it a bit more and put some points into might. From the ability tree, there are really some nice spells that you can add to already good spells that you get from being Berath Priest. Withdraw is always a nice choice because it can be combined with Storm of Holy Fire to disappear while others are dying around you. Dark Blessing is a nice choice as well to increase your perception. It also works for your allies. Consecrated Ground is a nice choice as well, because you will help yourself and allies to survive. It works well with Practice Healer. Triumph of the Crusaders is a must, because of the health restored on kill. Litany for the Spirit, Minor Avatar, and Storm of Holy Fire. These would be must ones. Everything else is optional. Spiritual Weapon is a really nice spell. You will summon Greatsword that is highly effective, unless you're dealing with enemies that are immune to corrode. If you deal with them, then this weapon is useless, but on everyone else it's extremely powerful. Because of it, I went with two-handed style. That will increase the damage done with two-handed weapons, and I also went with proficiency Greatsword so that I can turn on Savage Attack. And when you turn on Savage Attack, something like Dark Blessing will come in handy. Just be warned that Minor Avatar already gives you all the necessary buffs, so it does not stack with Dark Blessing, Strong from Triumph of the Crusaders, and so on. So cast this when you don't have Avatar anymore. Magran's Might is extremely powerful single target spell that will kill most opponents. Devotions for the Faithful is a really nice one for your friends and to debuff the enemies. Pillar of Holy Fire is always a nice choice because it does significant amount of damage. Thing is, with Symbol of Berath and Storm of Holy Fire, you won't need it. For other passive ones, you can go for Weapon and Shield style until you summon Spiritual Weapon, because this is what we will use. Combat Focus is a must. Corrode and Fire passives, both are needed. Rapid Casting, Fire Casting, I would also go for Practice Healer with my last point. Improved Critical, Martial Caster plus 15% summoning speed for weapons, which works with Spiritual Weapon. And for the last one, prestige. That's all. As I said, there are plenty of combinations here and options that you can choose for yourself. If you don't like some of the spells that I've chosen, then just pick something else. As for gear, typical stuff, light armor with reduced recovery time. Choose small shield, and something like dagger would be a nice choice because they have low recovery time. Now for the combat demonstration part. It's really simple. You start by casting Litany for the spirit to increase your intellect with it, avatar form, and everything else when avatar form is done will have increased duration and increased area of effect. After that you cast Triumph of the Crusaders and then Minor Avatar. Now you have all the buffs that you need and it's time for some fun. Cast Symbol of Berath on the ground where you want enemies to die. If someone is alive, cast Holy Fire afterwards and they will be cleansed forever. Summon Spiritual Weapon if you feel like it would be a good choice in the fight, and start smashing people around with it as well, if someone has gone out of that area of effect range. Don't forget that you can also turn on modal ability for great swords to increase the damage done. That's all you need, really. Earlier in the game you will be mostly focusing on buffing and healing while using Spiritual Weapon to deal damage, because there aren't that many fantastic AoE spells that you can get for earlier levels. Doesn't matter, because you will always be useful as a priest. Priests are a must in every party, I believe, because of their versatility and all the nasty spells that they have at their disposal, be it offensive ones, defensive ones, healing and so on. That would be all. I hope you bastards enjoyed the build. It's a simple one and yet you see what it can do. Thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed the build and see you soon.
Should have.